Daytime starts right now.
Welcome to Daytime, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us celebrate National Sandwich Month. Celebrity historian Raffi Andonian is here to share the history of the sandwich from a noble's craving to a global favorite. We're going to learn why the sandwich has stood the test of time. And we're even going to make some sandwiches and taste some sandwiches, Xavier.
Nice.
I do love a good sandwich.
Oh, man. And any time of the day.
Anytime.
Anytime.
I love a breakfast sandwich, a lunch sandwich, a snack sandwich.
Late night sandwich. Gotta have it.
So much to get to, and we love when Raffi is here. We always learn something, and we are entertained the entire time.
We were just saying off the air how I do not want to play this guy ever in a trivia contest.
Me either.
We'd lose.
And he brings no notes with him.
Right.
He's just all up here.
Yeah.
All in his noggin.
Very impressive.
So, well, as we mentioned earlier, it's a lunch favorite, a breakfast favorite, a late night snack favorite, and everyone around the entire world loves it. And we're talking about not breast milk flavored ice cream, but a sandwich. And this entire month is dedicated to sandwiches. And we have celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. He is back. And you're going to school us a little bit today, aren't you?
That's right. And you said it's a favorite. You know, it's also a school lunch favorite. So I came as a schoolboy. This is where I got my MBA with St. Louis University, the Billikens. Wore my schoolboy suspenders, but of course came ready with the apron. This is my great-grandma's apron, so I'm ready to make some food. Yep, it is my great-grandma's apron.
Are you a sandwich lover?
Yeah,
Raffi?
of course, yeah. Well, it depends on if you count a hot dog as a sandwich, too, because I do love hot dogs. I know that whole debate. You know, the hot dog people officially say that there's like a council for hot dogs, believe it or not. They say it is not a sandwich because they say that it's too good to be a sandwich. It's its own thing. They say it's like calling the Dalai Lama just a guy. So they're a little full of themselves. I know.
They take themselves very seriously, these hot dog people. What about people who try to say like a taco is a sandwich?
Yeah, oh God, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny, is we call it a sandwich. A lot of people may have heard of the story of the Earl of Sandwich. Now, if you want to make one here, we can.
Yes, well, not yet, because we don't want to give it all away yet,
true, yeah.
But just tell us quickly about the Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah. Well, here's what a lot of people associate with sort of the rise of a sandwich. That's what we call it, a sandwich, or so people think. But he's a very important part of the story of the sandwich. And it's really funny because the story goes all the way to outer space. In the 1960s, there were a couple of astronauts that stuffed sandwiches in their spacesuits because they got tired of eating freeze-dried food. And then when they got to space, the sandwich crumbled all over the place.
Of course it did. They should have known better after all that training. Okay, we are not done talking sandwiches, you guys. We've got more with Raffi coming up after the break. We're actually going to make some sandwiches, too. And y'all stick around. You don't want to miss that. Thanks for joining us, everyone. So we're celebrating National Sandwich Month with celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. We love when he's here. He always schools us, and we have so much fun we don't even realize that we're learning. But I had no idea people dedicated an entire month to sandwiches, Raffi.
That's right. Well, pretty influential. Think about how popular it is to be eating a sandwich. And, you know, you could argue, you know, this popularity is one of America's favorite foods, right? There's different versions of sandwiches. So, for example, we have here the tortillas. Now, the tortillas originate in flatbread culture. And flatbreads were in the Mediterranean and the Black Sea and the Middle East for quite some time. So I would say the original sandwich is actually getting a flatbread and later a tortilla, and rolling it, kind of doing a wrap. You know what I mean? I would say that's like one of the original sandwiches that you could have.
Is this
now think
mine?
about it. Yeah, of course, absolutely, yeah.
Thanks for putting so much time into
healthy.
that.
That's right. But think about the fact that the Spanish are from the Mediterranean, and the tortilla is influenced, obviously, with the Spanish from the Mediterranean region. Now, you do have flatbreads being used by Jewish rabbis back thousands of years ago, and the matzah with the lamb, which, of course, is a popular dish in the Mediterranean as well. But the way we think of the sandwich with the bread like this is with the Earl of Sandwich. Now, he didn't invent it, contrary to popular belief, but he is probably part of the reason that we call it sandwich, because he loved the sandwich. This guy's around in England in the 18th century. We're talking about the 1750s, 1760s. And he goes and tries these flatbread versions that we're talking about, comes back to England, and asks to make a sandwich with a loaf of bread. Remember, there's no sliced bread back then. So he asks a poor guy that's at the deli or the bar or whatever it is,
trying to explain how to slice it.
Trying how to slice it and do that. So it's really funny to think about how the story of the sandwich continues. But by the time of the 19th century, like 100 years later, especially in the United States, it becomes so incredibly popular that sandwich even becomes a verb, to be sandwiched between something.
True.
You think about it. So it's a really popular dish that's very American in that regard. But when we talk about American, we got to talk about the PB&J.
Yes,
so,
I was hoping we would.
Of course, I brought here some crunchy peanut butter.
Crunchy.
And see, look, some people use a knife. I like to use a spoon.
Yeah,
I like it nice and chunky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So see, there's my earlier bite from earlier.
I know, I was like, Raffi, can we get a piece of bread?
Yeah, you were preventing me from eating earlier. I mean, you said, not yet.
How dare I want to talk to you and us not eat sandwiches the whole time.
You know what's funny, though, is we think of it as kind of a school staple lunch right now, and kind of, you know, something that's easy and cheep. But back in the day, it was seen as a delicacy. It was seen as something that was kind of a luxurious food. I kid you not. So you have, in the late, we're talking about 1880s, 1890s, early 1900s, you have women that are eating salad sandwiches and salads, actually. But in order to avoid some animal products to try to get, quote, healthier, they use peanut butter instead of butter and instead of the protein, believe it or not, 120 plus years ago. So the health food craze of having meat alternatives is not new. Well, it's women that are using this for a luxurious kind of lunch. Eventually, with their kids, giving it to the kids makes it a popular school lunch, and then it starts to get marketed that way. Sliced bread comes along in the 1920s, makes it even easier.
Yeah.
And so now you have the rise of PB&J becoming a very popular kid sandwich. Now.
And an adult sandwich.
And an adult sandwich now, exactly. Now, but what about a wrap? How about if you're trying to do a wrap? That has a story in women in the same era, believe it or not.
Look at all of us.
So this is the reverse story.
Stuff.
You often put it maybe with the tuna, right? How about a tuna salad sandwich?
Okay.
So back in the day, so you know how peanut butter went from being a delicacy to being kind of common? The lettuce wrap became something exactly the opposite. So how you would do a lettuce wrap is, let's say we're making our sandwiches over here.
I love a lettuce wrap.
We'll put the meat and cheese on top of our PB&J.
Okay.
Why not?
You want some help there, Raffi?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm never letting you pack my lunch.
That's right. That's right. See, I'm a schoolboy, so I don't know how to do it. But back in the day, let's say we have some leftover, because you're not going to put all this in the sandwich.
Well, my son would. He's 16. He would use all of that.
So back in the day, what you would do is leftover meats and cheese and maybe some other vegetables that you may have around. The next day, you would wrap in a lettuce and have it as a little wrap is what you would do.
So healthy, too.
So that's what you would have the next day as leftovers, believe it or not.
Yes.
But get this. As salads become a more luxurious food, because these same women that we're talking about would go to have fancy lunches during the day. Why? Because you're not going to go to saloon with the bar with the men who are going to be misbehaving all kinds of ways.
Whiskey.
Exactly. So you go to a nice lunch. You're going to have a nice salad. Well, in that salad, you might put some various meats. Eventually, tuna becomes part of that. It's not just tuna. And so that's sort of a delicacy is how you think about it. After, it was initially just a leftover food.
Sure.
But when it got incorporated into a salad with the meat, eventually becoming the wrap that we know, it became kind of more high class. So that's why today if you have a tuna salad sandwich, kind of a fancier place usually, right? Because now you're just taking that and you might even just stick the bread on there, have a full tuna salad sandwich.
Or go low carb and not do bread at all.
Exactly. But that's all coming off from those ladies' lunches that we're talking about. So you think about it, in America, we have all these different ways from those ladies' lunches, whether it's a PB&J, whether it's a lettuce wrap, but they go opposite directions. One going towards the kids, and then one going kind of to be more fancy. And all thanks to our Earl sandwich friend over here.
And that sliced bread business.
And that sliced bread and hydrogenation. So technology matters here. Because look how the peanut butter has a certain consistency, right? See, back in the day, it was harder to do this with the peanut butter. But now, with the partial hydrogenation, this makes it more shelf stable. And when it's more shelf stable, what it means is you can sell it at scale. And this is happening a lot in the 1920s. In the 1920s, you have a lot of rise of, like, you know, the assembly line with the Fords and things like that. A lot of technology is being used. Peanut butter being partially hydrogenated is part of that. That allows for mass scale distribution. That's also what helps contribute to the PB&J being more popular.
Guys, he has no notes. All of this information is right here in his head. That's why Xavier and I said we will never, ever, ever play you in Jeopardy.
Oh, speaking of Jeopardy, I'll give you a real quick trivia piece. You know, the Archduke Ferdinand in 1914 was eating a sandwich when he was assassinated. And that is what triggered, of course, eventually, both world wars. You could argue the Cold War. All because of the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand while he's eating a sandwich. You could argue that if he didn't stop to eat his sandwich, that assassin wouldn't have hit him.
Would have missed him.
So it's a sandwich's fault. Change all of world history.
Guys,
so maybe that's why the sandwich has a month.
Mic drop. We are done. Raffi,
how about that one for Jeopardy?
You are the best. Thank you so much for schooling us on the history of the sandwich. Xavier, you just let us know what you want. I will put the sandwich together for you, okay? And if you would like more information on Raffi, again, he is a celebrity historian. You can go to his website at celebrityhistorian.com. You can also find him on social media. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Raffi.
thanks for helping me make the sandwich.
Yes, that was a lot of hard work.